Hello, students. Hope all of you are fine. Welcome to your class. Today, we will study about geography, and in this regard, we will learn about the natural topography. This is unit number 1 from your book. Students, topography is the study and description of the surface features of land, which includes both natural and artificial features. The study of physical map of Pakistan shows that Pakistan has a number of peculiar features. The major part of our country consists of fertile alluvial plain which is drained by the river Indus and its tributaries. It has lofty mountains on the north and west and also has a plateau in the southwest and a few desert areas also. Thus, Pakistan can be divided into the following physical regions, and we can say Pakistan can be divided into six major natural topographical areas, and these areas are: 1. The northern mountains and northwestern mountains; 2. The western mountains; 3. The Balochistan Plateau; 4. Potawatomi Plateau and Salt Range; 5. The Indus Plain; 6. Desert areas. First of all, we will discuss about the north mountains. We can say the northeastern mountains. Students, the highest mountain of the world, known as the Himalayas, comprising of a series of mountains, is situated in the northeast of our country. The Himalayas stretch like a bow in the north of Indo-Pak subcontinent, having a length of about 1500 miles. The part of this mountain which came into our share consists of four parallel ranges. Between these ranges lie some beautiful valleys. The slope of these goes decreasing from the north to south. Thus, according to their altitudes, these ranges can be subdivided as: 1. The Sivalik Range. These hills lie on low altitude, situated adjacent to plain areas of Hazara district in NWFP and Attock, Rawalpindi, Jhelum, Gujarat and Sialkot districts. Here, these hills have a height of between 2000 and 3000 feet from the sea level. 2. The Pir Panjal Range. The outer or lesser Himalayas. These ranges lie further to the north and mostly run parallel to the Siwalik Hills. Besides Murray and Hazara Hills, Pir Panjal Range is one of the famous ranges that lie in these areas. It has an average altitude of 14,000 to 15,000 feet. Most of the peaks remain snow-covered during winter. These are also covered with natural vegetation. Forests are also seen at some places. Number 3. The Central or Great Himalayas. These mountains lie in between the Pir Panjal Range and Karakoram Range. These ranges have an average height of 15,000 feet and most of the peaks remain snow-covered throughout the year. The highest peak of this range, known as Nanga Parbat, lies in Kashmir, has a height of about 26,660 feet. The beautiful valley of Kashmir lies between the Pir Panjal Range and the Great Himalayas. The Karakoram Range. The famous Karakoram Range lies to the north of Central Himalayas in northern Kashmir and Gilgit area. This range has an average height of about 20,000 feet above sea level. The second highest peak of the world and highest peak of Pakistan, Godwin Austen K2, having a height of 28,250 feet or 8,475 meters, lies in this range near Gilgit. This peak was first conquered by an Italian expedition in 1954. This peak having a high altitude, so it remains snow covered throughout the year. The northeastern mountains of our country are quite high and it is difficult to cross them easily. But these mountains have a few passes which are used for communication purposes. Some of the important passes are the Babusar Pass. It is situated at height of 14,391 feet from sea level. It serves traffic between Ahmedabad and Gilgit. The Lawari Pass. Its height is 10,230 feet and connects Peshawar Valley with areas of Chitral Valley. The Shandur Pass. It lies at a height of 12,205 feet and connects the areas of Chitral Valley with the areas of Gilgit Valley in Kashmir. The Mustaq Pass. It is situated at a height of 19,030 feet and connects the Gilgit Valley with Yarkand in Xinjiang province of China. The northeastern mountains of our country are the part of highest mountains of the world. These mountains are of vital importance for us. The following are the main features of our northern mountains. 1. These mountains having high altitude enable the climbers to cross them easily, although a few passes exist between them. But due to heavy snowfall, the traffic remains closed during winter months. That is why there has happened no effect on our culture of our northern neighboring countries. Number 2, the Himalayas ranges act as a barrier and the concerned countries accept it as an international border. Number 3, these mountains also protect the plain areas of our country from the cold winds of Central Asia during winter. Number 4, as these mountains are situated in the opposite direction of wind, so they intercept the summer monsoon coming from the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal, which becomes the cause of rains. Number 5, the higher peaks of these mountains became snow covered during winter. The snow melts in spring and summer and feeds water into the rivers of our country. Number 6, several rivers like Indus and its tributaries cut across these ranges. During the rainy season, they carry enormous quantities of water which is used for irrigational purposes besides the production of hydroelectricity. Number 7, on the southern rainy slopes of many of these ranges are found many magnificent and very valuable forests of timber. Besides, on the slopes of these mountains, a number of fruit trees are also cultivated which fulfill our requirements of fruits. Number 8, these mountains have a number of health resorts and at some places precious minerals have also been found. The northwestern mountains. The northwestern ranges of our country are also known as western branches of the Himalayas mountains. These mountains consist of several parallel ranges and are lower in altitude than the northeastern mountains. As most of these ranges lie outside the course of summer monsoons, coming from Arabian Sea, and so there the rainfall is low and they are almost bare of natural vegetation. These mountains act as a boundary between Afghanistan, Iran, and our country. These mountain ranges lie north to south, having some passes in the rivers beds, river beds in the valleys. So the northwestern mountains can be subdivided into following divisions. Number 1, the Hindu Kush. Between the Indus and Kabul rivers lies the Hindu Kush range. The average height of this range is between 10,000 to 16,000 feet above sea level. The highest peak of this area is known as Tichmere, having an altitude of 25,230 feet. Most of the mountain remains snow covered during winter months. The Kabul, Swat, Panchkora and Kunar uh, flow through the minor ranges of this mountain. All these rivers join the Indus from the western side. The famous Khyber Pass lies south of the Kabul River. This pass is a historical trade route between Peshawar and Kabul, the capital of Afghanistan. Number 2, Ko Safed. South of the Kabul River up to Karam Pass lies the Safed Kho range which runs east and west. These mountains have an average height of 12,000 feet and are often covered with snow in winter. The river Karam lies to the south of this range. The Karam Pass, which provides an easy route into Afghanistan, is situated near this range. Kohat is an important military base situated at the end of this pass. Number 3, Waziristan Hills. Between the Karam and the Gomal rivers lies the Waziristan Hills area. These hills have low altitude. The Tochi River joins the Karam River from the west in North Waziristan. These rivers, after passing through Tochi Pass, join the Indus. Similarly, Gomal River coming from Afghanistan joins Indus near Dera Ismail Khan. Banu at Tochi Pass and Dera Ismail Khan at Gomal Pass are the important towns and military centers. Number 4, the Suleiman Mountain. In the south of the Gomal River lies the Suleiman Mountain. It runs southward for a distance of about 300 miles. Its highest peak is known as Takhte Suleiman, whose height is 11,100 feet above sea level. At the southern end of the Suleiman Mountain, the Bugti and Mari Hills run from the southeast to the northwest. The Bolan is the main river of this region. The Bolan River passes through the Bolan Pass, which provides communication facilities between Iran and Pakistan. Quetta is an important military base at the northern end of Bolan Pass. Number 5, the Kirthar Hills. In the west of Lower Indus Plain lies a hilly area known as the Kirthar Hills. These hills are not high enough, their average height being about 7,000 feet. The Kirthar Hills are drained by the Hab and Liari streams, which join the Arabian Sea near Karachi. The Balochistan Plateau. What is plateau? Students, plateaus, these are areas of flat land well above sea level. Some plateaus are fertile while others are poor land. It depends on their height, amount of rainfall, etc. When we talk about the Balochistan Plateau, the average height of the Balochistan Plateau is between 600 and 900 meters. The Balochistan Plateau lies to the west of the Kirthar and Suleiman mountain ranges. The rainwater runs down the mountains and forms lakes in basins. As it also carries sediment from the mountains, it leaves the soil rich and fertile. When the water dries up in these basins, it leaves mineral salts. Hence, these lakes are also called salt lakes. The Pochua Plateau is bounded in the north by Kalachitta and the Margula Ranges, in the east by the Jhelum River, in the south by the Salt Range, and in the west by the Indus River. It has an elevation of about 500 to 1000 meters. Most of the area of the plateau slopes from northeast to southwest and drains through the Swan River, slopes towards the east, and drains into the Jhelum River. It is a typical bad land cut by deep set ravines. This is a plateau which lies between the Jhelum and Indus rivers at a height of 300 to 600 meters. There are some beautiful lakes here and the land contains many minerals. Islamabad, our capital city, has been built to the north of this plateau. The Indus Plane. Students, plains, these are areas of flat land at lower levels. Some are at sea level or slightly higher. The plains are important as this is where most farming takes place. The Indus Plains of our country. River Indus is the largest river of our country. This river, after originating from northern slopes of Kailash range in Tibet, China, passing through the Himalayas and enters in Pakistan's territory near Gilgit. In the upper region, a number of streams join in it, but at the later stage, some of its western and eastern tributaries make it more huge and vast in volume and speed. Its eastern tributaries are Satluj, Beas River, Ravi, Chenab, and Jhelum, while its western tributaries include rivers Swat, Kunar, Panchkora, Kabul, Kurram, Tochi, Gomal, Bulan, etc. All the plain areas of our country have existed by the sediment brought by river Indus and its tributaries. The whole of the Indus Plain can be subdivided into three parts for detailed study. Number 1, the upper Indus Plain from Attock to Mithankot. Number 2, the lower Indus Plain from Mithankot to Thatta. Number 3, the Deltaic Plain from Thatta to coastal strip of Arabian Sea. Now we will study about these parts one by one. Number 1 is the upper Indus Plain. From the point of junction of eastern tributaries of river Indus is known as the upper Indus Plain. It includes most of the areas of Punjab province. The upper Indus Plain has a height from 600 feet to 1000 feet. The northeastern part is comparatively higher, although most of the plain area has existed by the alluvial soil brought by the rivers. But near Sargodha, Chineot, and Sangla, some old dry hills appear above the plain. These are known as Kirana Hills. The 5 big rivers of Punjab drain this plain. The land which lies between the two rivers, is known as Doab. Thus, the area of Punjab plain can be divided into following Doabs. A. Bari Doab. The area between Satluj and Ravi river is known as Bari Doab. It includes the areas of Lahore, Kasur, Sahiwal and Multan districts. B. The Rachna Doab. The Rachna Doab lies between the rivers Ravi and Chenab. It includes the areas of Shekhupura, Gujranwala, Sialkot and Faisalabad districts. C. The Chaj Doab. The area between the rivers Chenab and Jhelum is known as Chaj Doab. It includes the areas of Gujarat, Jang and Sargodha districts. D. The Singh Sagar Doab. The area between Jhelum and Indus River is called the Singh Sagar Doab. It includes the areas of Mianwali, Muzaffargarh, and Sargodha districts. It is also known as the Thal Desert. About the whole of the upper Indus Plain has been formed by the sediments brought by the rivers. The active floodplains of the rivers, the strips of the land on either side which are covered with water when the rivers are flooded during the summer, that land is known as khadar soil, bed of river. In these khadar areas, erosion and deposition take place on a large scale during the flood time in the months of the rainy season. Away from the bit or khadar area, the land rises on the old floodplain now abandoned by the rivers. The land in the center of the Doab rises to an elevated plain called Bar. The bar, which is separated from the old floodplains by a sharp river cut bluff 15 to 50 feet high, consists of old alluvium and represents the oldest level of deposition of the present drainage system. The following areas of Punjab can be divided into various bars. 1. The Nili Bar. The areas of district Sahiwal and Multan, where the elevated part between the river Satluj and the old abandoned bed of river Beas is known as Nili Bar. 2. The Ganji Bar. The area between the old abandoned bed of the Beas and the river is called Ganji Bar. 3. The Sandal Bar. The old bed of Chenab and river is known as Sandal Bar. 4. The Kirana Bar. The area between the old bed of river Chenab and Jhelum is known as Kirana Bar. Although the northeastern areas of Upper Indus Plain receive enough amount of rainfall, but here the average annual rainfall is less than 20 inches, which is insufficient for the agricultural activities. The soil is generally fertile, but without irrigation facilities, cultivation is not possible. So, with the help of irrigation, a large wasteland of the Doabs have been converted into extremely prosperous agricultural lands, and a number of crops such as wheat, rice, cotton, maize, and pulses, etc., are grown. Some parts of Upper Indus Plain consists of the plain areas situated in west of Indus River. These plain areas have been formed by the sediment brought by the western tributaries of Indus. The plain areas situated in pediment of Suleiman Mountain are known as Derajat. These consist the areas of districts of Dera Ghazi Khan in Punjab and Dera Ismail Khan and WFP. These plain areas have been formed by alluvial soil brought by the western tributaries of Indus. Though the soil is fertile, but due to poor rainfall, agricultural activities could not be performed without irrigational facilities. Now, the government has undertaken various projects for the development of these areas. Now, come to the lower Indus Plain. Mittencourt is known as junction of Indus River and its eastern tributaries. Beyond Mittencourt River, Indus flows alone and carries not only its own water but also that of its eastern and western tributaries. While flowing from the province of Sindh, it becomes several miles wide, especially during the flood season. The river Indus flows very slowly and the silt carried by it is largely deposited on its bed, thereby raising it above the level of the sandy plain. The land on either side is therefore protected by the construction of embankments or bunds. Sometimes a number of difficulties have to be faced during flood season. The lower Indus Plain differs from the upper Indus Plain because of its structure. The lower Indus Plain has been formed by the changing course of a single great river, and the deposits are of a comparatively recent origin. The lower Indus Plain, situated between the left bank of the Indus River and Thar Desert, is a level alluvial plain. It is more productive, but rainfall is scanty and agricultural activities cannot be performed on the western side of Indus are comparatively less fertile, and most of the areas lying northwest of Indus River have been suffering from the diseases of waterlogging and salinity. Now come to number 3, the deltic plain, or we can say tidal delta as well. Students, first of all, let me clear what is delta. Sometimes, when a river enters the sea, it breaks into many small rivers or channels in a V shape. The land here can be very fertile because of the mud brought down by the river, but it is also very liable to flooding. So, we can say that deltic plain starts from Thatta to the Arabian Sea. This area splits into branches or distributes that fan out to make a triangle plane, deltaic, deltic plane, before draining into the Arabian Sea. Desert areas. Students, what are desert areas? These are areas where nothing or only tough plants can grow. There are hot deserts where the temperature is very high during the day. There is very little or no water, or else the soil is too poor for anything to grow. There are also cold deserts called tundra where the climate is too cold for vegetation. These can be found on high mountain tops or in polar regions. When we talk about the deserts of Pakistan, along the eastern border of Pakistan and in the southeastern part, the plains are not drained by any river. The soil is sandy and it is not fertile. There is little vegetation. These are the deserts of Pakistan. The main deserts of Pakistan are the Kharan Desert in northeast of Balochistan, the Thar Desert located between the Indus and Jhelum rivers in Punjab, the Thar Desert, which is the seventh largest desert in the world, is partly located in Punjab and partly in Sindh, the Cholistan Desert located in Punjab. Thanks for listening. For new videos, don't forget to subscribe my channel. And if you like my videos, please share and like.